Well, welcome into the College West Hockey Live podcast. 7 NCAA teams now, but it all started right here with the guy with the pitchfork, Greg Powers, the head coach here at Arizona State, is with me. Coach, first of all, how was summer?
It was busy. It was busy with the family and recruiting and post kind of COVID. It was nice. It was refreshing to be able to get out and travel.
Okay, so you're getting ready for a season. So many new things, but there's some old things too. I mean, you're here at Oceanside kind of finishing things up while they get your new building ready, the new Mullet Arena. How excited are you about that?
We're so excited to move in there in a few weeks. And they're putting the finishing touches on, the branding. Turf went in the weight room today. All the equipment in the weight room arrives next week. So it's really finishing it up. And we're just kind of sucking up the last few days here at Oceanside and embracing it and enjoying it. And it's not the worst thing in the world for all of our new guys to make that transition from going from here to over there.
You read my mind, because that's what I was going to say. It's kind of a neat thing for them to be able to see both sides of it, right?
It is. It's special. I mean, it's the last group that'll ever be able to do that. They won't play games here, obviously, but to see what all the guys that before them really went through to build our program out of a place like this. We love it. We love it here, but we all know it has its deficiencies and frustrations. And for all the guys that wore the jersey before them, it's good for them to understand and respect what they went through.
When you look at a couple of things on your team this year, new faces, young and old, but some old guys, some guys that are going to keep the mark. You just named your captains. You got Josh Doan and Demetrius Kumanzis and Jacob Semick. Was that a vote, or was that a coach's thing, or was it kind of a mixture?
I would say it's more of a coach's thing, but I would bet my job that if I put it to a vote, that's what it would have been. There's a lot of thought that went into it, a lot of conversations, a lot. I mean, it was really a tough thing. It's always tough picking your leaders, but this one we got right. There's no doubt about it. And then the three of them just done an unbelievable job in every way, ramping this team up and really bringing them together off the ice more than even on. And they're going to be a really good group of leaders for us.
You've told me over the years about how important depth is, and I don't know that you've ever been deeper, talent-wise and depth-wise. Is it a problem, or is it a good problem to have?
Well, it's never a problem to have depth. I mean, you're always going to go through, stretches of a season where you get, injuries or whatever. But, we like our team a lot. We're fast and we're deep. But again, every coach likes their team in August and September, so.
Okay, so speaking of the schedule, you're going to start out on the road. You're going to get 2 real good tests, aren't you, in October? Not a bad time to go to Minnesota, at least northern Minnesota in October. But tell us about that trip and how you're preparing for it.
Yeah, we're really going to start getting to work tomorrow. We did our fall battle league. We have had a couple of practices with some detail and some flow, but really we get into the details tomorrow. And so we're going to prepare for it like they're incredibly important games, because they are. I mean, if you can go up and get success on that early road trip, it's going to set the stage for the whole season. We've really only had 1 year in our history where we got out to a really good start and made that separation, and it just never went back. We've had good years, obviously, where we didn't and caught back up, but it just makes life so much easier when you get off to a good start. And when you go on a 4-game road trip, a 10-day trip to start the year, if you can go and have success, we're down to, out of the next, 35 games, 24 of them are home. Yeah. So, if you can go out and get some success on the road early, it's going to set up the rest of the year.
When you look at your roster, you obviously start in goal. You're the guy that knows the goaltenders best, probably. You got 3 of them. You got 2 of them that are 6'5". You got one that's 6'1". Any preference in what you've seen so far, and whether you want a big 6'5" goaltender or a 6'1" goaltender, or just one that stops the puck?
One that stops the puck, and they can all do that. They all bring something a little different to the table. They're all built a little differently. They play a little differently. And the guy that's going to help us win the most hockey games is the one that's going to play.
Okay, you look at your defensive core, and I think probably last year you'd say your defensive core may have been the weak link, but this year they look, from what I saw today, they look really sharp already this early in the year.
Yeah, I mean, the strides that a kid like Timmy Lovell has taken in the off season. He's a lot bigger. He's a lot stronger. He's put on a ton of muscle. He's able to absorb contact now. He's really confident. I expect a big year out of him. Murch put on a bunch of muscle in the offseason. People forget how young he was last year as a true freshman. Schmaggy looks incredible. The two freshmen, Dangos and Tucker Ness, have been really good in camp. And then Sem and Juddy are kind of our rocks back there that we're going to lean on for big minutes in the big moments to shut teams down and give that group some good leadership, and they'll do that.
Then we get to the forward group, and there's no secret there. There's a lot of talent up there. The Jackson twins were all over the ice again. You got Josh, you got Robert, you got Lucas. I mean, where do we go? You're 4 or 5 deep here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun forward group. They're fast and they're skilled and they come at you in waves. And the nice thing is we get to combine what you just saw out there into one. And not every decision's been made. Certainly, we're going to try some different combos over the next couple of weeks, but we have a pretty good idea what a top 6 is going to look like and what roles are going to be. And guys have been really good this year about wanting a defined role and making sure that they fill that role and do it to the best of their ability. And if we stick to that, if we have guys that truly buy into roles, we're going to be a very good team.
Okay, so we looked at the off-ice stuff in the Mullet Arena, and I said kudos to you guys right off the get-go because you jumped out and you used it to your advantage, right? You started playing up the Mullet name. We know what the Mullet family has done for you and the program, and I'm sure that speaks for itself. But how fun is that to have the Mullet Maniacs or whatever you're calling them?
Yeah, well, I think it's certainly a lot of fun, and the Mullet family, they love it. They have a good sense of humor. They've gotten it their whole lives, so. It's kind of part of hockey culture, is flow and hair, and we're gonna make it fun and use it to our advantage, like you said, and it'll start to and already has really taken a life of its own.
Including yourself. I saw you two making fun of it a little bit yourself and taking advantage of it, and of course your captains are, so that's what it's all about, right? If you're not having fun, this isn't the game for you?
No, absolutely. You gotta, having fun, you're playing your best hockey, and any chance I get to put hair on my head, because I don't have much, I take it. Okay, so let's kind of quickly wrap up on the schedule again, because 24 home games, that's the most in NCAA college hockey, I believe. Yeah. And we added Lindenwood this year and the two Alaskas, and I talked to Rick Zombo, and you know what he's going through. He's going probably the toughest schedule in college hockey. So any advice for these guys that are just starting or restarting their program? Just stick with it. I mean, you're gonna have some high moments. You're gonna have a lot of low ones. It's and it's hard. But. If you just stick to your plan and believe in it, I think you'll come out on the other side of it clean and have success. And Rick's been around the block; he knows what he's doing, and he's a hell of a coach. He's played at the highest level in the world. He'll be fine. And I think they'll get some wins this year. You watch. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's going to take a little time, but they'll start to gel together. Give me your overview of college hockey altogether. Has it ever been deeper, talent-wise and team-wise? And everybody told us in the pandemic that this is the end of it. This is a death nail. College hockey's in trouble. Just couldn't be farther from the truth. It's really deep. There's literally no easy games. I mean, we've said that forever. Even in our infant stages, there were nights where we would take top 5 teams to the wire, and that's what you're going to see, out of the LIUs and the Lindenwoods and, the new programs. They're going to scare some teams. It's hard to win. It's so hard to win in college hockey, and that's why some of the programs that have done it, like Minnesota Duluth, so consistently over the last decade, it's really impressive to see, and it's what we're shooting to become. Coach, I appreciate your time as always. Have a safe trip up to Minnesota. I'll see you up there. Second game, I'll be up there for that one. So we'll see what happens. But get off to that good start and then ride that home wave, okay? Yeah, absolutely. It's good to have you back in the sunshine. Absolutely love it. Welcome back in, hockey fans. It's College Hockey West Live. It's our Arizona State preview. Why not bring in an alternate captain? So I got Demetrius Kumanzis. I called him the old man. He said he wasn't completely the old man yet. But Como, how are you?
I'm good. It's good to be back. A couple months here in the summer getting to work, but now everyone's here and we're starting going. So it's pretty exciting getting back into it. You're one of the guys that has had a chance to play at Oceanside. Now you're going to get a chance to play at Mullet Arena.
Has it sunk in yet since you haven't been on that ice surface?
Honestly, no, but seeing the place over there, it's just so surreal. Being one of the few guys that has gotten a chance to play with all the guys who have been here before at this place, Oceanside, it's truly an honor. You know, a lot of those guys just never got the chance to play in a new rink that was promised to a lot of them. So honestly, it's just an honor, and I hope I can help out the new guys as much to not take it for granted for what the other guys kind of went through to make sure it happened.
Okay, so we talk about your schedule, and you guys have 24 home games. It's got to feel really good. A brand new building, 24 games at home to really build your team and build your pairwise numbers, quite frankly. But it all starts on the road. Going back up to Minnesota, you get Minnesota, Duluth, and Bemidji State. Has that sunk in yet?
No, not really. I mean, it's gonna be a good chance to get off on the right start. Yeah. A good start means everything. You know, you come back 3-1, 4-0, any of those numbers, like it just sets you off for a good start. And so the first 2 games for sure, but those first 4 games on the road are something we're really looking forward to right now. The next 3.5 weeks it's really a time now to get into it and really get to work so that we can be ready for those.
During your time here and you look at who you played with and the amount of guys, and not to take anything away from them, but I don't know that I've ever seen a Sun Devil team quite this deep, talented and deep.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of different factors that got us to where we were in the early on days. You know, good culture, good leaders, good everything, just a good overall group. But yeah, this might be one of the best skilled teams that we've had in a while. But now it's just a matter if we're going to be able to put it together, which I think we can. I think, you know, the past month, getting to know a lot of these new guys that have come here, it's just been surreal knowing how cool and then how bought in everyone really is.
You're wearing a jacket, so I can't tell how buff you are, but I saw you last year. I know you've put on some muscle and some weight. Talk a little bit about what that means to you to be stronger and try to get through a full season without an injury bug.
Yeah, coming back from the hip surgery, you know, it was a long rehab process throughout the summer and the off season. So yeah, I think the biggest focus for me was just injury prevention and being able to put on strength instead of just poundage. Was big for me. Make sure my hip was good, my groin, everything. That's kind of been the focus, and now I've gotten to the point where I can actually now put on that strength again. So I feel better than ever. So that's a good thing for sure.
Talk about your leadership group. You and Josh and Jacob really being the guys with the letters, but it's a bigger leadership group than that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it always is. You know, 3 guys aren't going to get it done. 1 guy's not going to get it done. Us 3 for sure have such a good camaraderie, and we agree we're on the same page with everything, but that doesn't do everything, so you need that older leadership group from all the older guys and even the younger guys. You know, everyone's got to step up and be a leader at some point in the season, no matter what grade you are, and I think we really have a group that is willing to step up and be that leader no matter what grade you are. So.
Okay, final one for you. If you look at your roster right now and you had to pick out a spot that was the deepest, the best, is it the forwards, the defensemen, the goaltenders, or are you guys pretty much even across the board? I gave you an out, so come on.
That's a hard one. I mean, we're really deep. I'm excited to see what we can do come game 1, but I really think we just have a very deep set of forwards. You know, guys that can do it all, no matter what position they're at. But that goes down the whole list. Our D are just like that as well, and our goalies. You know, there's gonna be 3 guys competing every day, and that's what you want. You know, you want guys competing for a spot because that means you care and that means they want to be there. And if people want to be there and compete, then you're probably going to win. So,
Demetrius Kumanzis, the old man here at Arizona State. We appreciate taking some time. Good luck this season. Stay healthy, okay?
Thank you.
Demetrius, thanks, man. Welcome back in. It's the Arizona State Sun Devil preview as we get ready for the upcoming college hockey season. I brought in a new goaltender. I just said Como in here, right? I called him the old man. He corrected me right away. I said, he wasn't the old man. But you're the new guy. You're one of the new goaltenders. So, TJ Simptonfelter, tell me a little bit about being a Sun Devil.
I'm super excited. I immediately when I got here, the guys were super accepting and welcoming, and it's been a great transition, and I'm super excited for this season.
You just came from a program with a pretty good goaltending tandem, yourself and Devin Levi, and now you're here battling it out with 2 other goaltenders. What's it like right now, and do you love that competition?
Yeah, I love the competition. Last year it was great to learn a lot of things from Dev. Obviously, he's a tremendous goalie, and he works hard day in and day out. So to be able to see that was tremendous for my development. And last year when I got my chance to play, I felt like I was ready. So I decided to come here where there was more opportunity.
Okay, being one of the new guys on this roster, you get a chance to see Oceanside. You told me the first time you had a real skate on this ice was today, but you see the old, you're going to the new. Is that kind of cool, kind of surreal?
Yeah, it's to know where these guys came from. I'm very fortunate that in my first year I'll get to play in Mullet Arena, but to see where these guys played and what they went through and how they had to battle through adversity in this rink, it's a great spot, but Mullet Arena is definitely unbelievable, and I'm just happy that I'm able to be here in the first year that we're using it. So.
And you're going to use it a lot because you got 24 home games, but you're going to start on the road. So you've been in some big competitions out east, but now you get to go to Minnesota, Duluth, and Bemidji State to start things off. Thought about that yet? Has it sunk in?
Yeah, ever since I transferred, I had that first game circled. I can't wait for Minnesota, Duluth. I know the guys are super excited about it. It's a great way to kick off the season and get our things on track.
Anything surprise you at Arizona State when you showed up here? Not necessarily hockey, but just the weather, the 110 degrees, the beautiful campus. Anything surprise you?
Yeah, I could certainly get used to the nice weather in the winter. It definitely beats the winters in Boston. I remember walking down to the rink with like a foot of snow. You're trekking through the city. I could definitely get used to wearing a bathing suit going home in December. So.
Okay, so let's talk about your goaltending style. What do you like to do? How do you like to play? Your two goaltending partners are 6'5", so they're like the giants out there. But how do you like to play? What do you like to do when you're in your game and in your zone?
Yeah, I think even in the skate so far, we've been bouncing ideas off each other. They're obviously bigger guys, so they play a little different of a style. But my style is just very dynamic, I think. That's a really good word to describe me. I like to play aggressive, be on top of pucks, and let my skating do the rest of the work. So it helps, too, just having a great hockey mind, and I'm excited to work with Eddie as well. We've talked a lot, and he has a tremendous hockey mind, so I'm looking for it. And Coach Powers is an ex-goalie himself, so I'm sure he'll have some stuff to say. So I'm really excited.
I'm sure you know the past. You know a goaltender by the name of Joey Decord who played like 70-some games in a row. Yeah. He had a unique style where he loved to play the puck. Do you like to do that if you get the opportunity, or not quite the Joey Decord style?
Yeah, I love playing the puck. I think anytime I can get back there and help the D-men out, it makes the game a lot easier for them, and also it allows us to control the game better. I love playing the puck, and when I decided to come here, I actually reached out to Joey. So I had a great chat with him, and he told me about his experiences, the ups and downs. So it was great to hear from him, somebody who went through it, and obviously was very successful. So, I'm hoping to do the same.
Okay, let's wrap it up on this. You grew up playing goaltender, I'm guessing, from a very young age. Yeah. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. And what makes you a goaltender? What makes you want to be a goaltender? Because who wants to stand in front of a 100-mile-an-hour puck?
Yeah, ever since I was a kid, my dad tells me stories all the time. Like, we would go to public skate, and I'd be the kid in the corner tugging on the instructor's pants, saying, like, let me hop in the crease, let me put the pads on. But I think ever since then, my love has just grown. It's like there's something special about having a large part in the result every night of the game, and I kind of love that. I love, having that pressure on me and doing everything I can to get a win for the guys. So.
Got to let our audience know, any superstitions, anything you have to do every night?
No, when I was younger, I was really bad with that stuff, but I've grown out of it. I've learned that, important things are just getting a good meal, getting a good night's sleep, competing hard in practice, and whatever result's going to happen, but as long as you prepare and give it your all leading up to it, that's all you can control.
TJ, great to have you in the desert. Good luck this year, and go get a couple of wins as soon as possible, okay?
Definitely. I can't wait. That's the goal. So circle that first one on the calendar against Minnesota Duluth.
All right, folks, you heard it from the goaltender. That's where it all starts.